Hello everyone, and welcome to the VMware VCP 7 course. This course is being taught by my boss and very talented IT instructor Syed Amir Shahzad. You will get to learn it with clear concepts-based lectures, colorful diagrams, fun and jokes, and best of all, step-by-step, hands-on, labs. Let's tune in to Amir's VMware course.
So if I go back to the slide here and to the whiteboard and look at this mess, the diagram. So here we have done a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'll just make that a bit bigger and drag it up a little. And we can discuss that or just a revision in last episode, what happened. Yeah. Okay. So here we had created one virtual machine, Z1, and we installed Active Directory, Microsoft Active Directory, DNS, and DHCP. After that, the class was over. So now today, what we're going to do is we will be creating this machine and this machine and this machine, right? So that would be our VMware. I had discussed all the roles already. That the first machine will have infrastructure services like DNS and DHCP, and hopefully today software SAN as well. We're going to be configuring that, and we're going to discuss what is that, why are we using this. But before that, we need to create the VMware ESXi 01 machine, and it will host our most important VVVIP virtual machine called vCenter. I mean, that virtual machine will have the application called vCenter. This whole course revolves around this guy here, the vCenter, right? The other two machines are our guinea pigs or test machines, and we're going to be testing all the environment. Did I say environment? Yeah, all the topics here, and we'll discuss the concepts and diagrams, and then we'll do the lab step by step. Okay, so if we go ahead, so first machine is done. We're going to be logging in from the first machine and check if everything is good, and then go for the rest of the steps. Okay. So everyone, please mute your mic. Thank you. And I'll go back here. So yeah, that's our diagram. And then we have already VM in this, blah, blah, blah. Okay. We have configured all this. We have assigned IP addresses. Hopefully everyone remembers their third octet. And at the last, I've added Daniel's name as well. Here there's a discussion that we did, and you can see the video as well. And I'm going to go fast forward now to the labs we did. So lab number 1, we created the first machine. We installed Active Directory DNS DHCP, and fast forward from there. We configured the whole machine. Then we went through these steps, activated the machine. And then, yeah, more steps to configure DNS and DHCP until we now reach here. And this is installing the hypervisors. We have already talked about the hypervisors. The sole purpose of hypervisor small software is to host virtual machines. So if I go to this mess of a diagram, so let me just actually create another diagram, not mess. I'll mess it later. So here, I'll go back and grab some more machines and come back down. So yeah, we're going to be logging into our machine. In fact, you are logged in already, hopefully. So I'll be logging in. But before that, let's discuss a bit about today's action plan. So This is our environment that we are trying to configure. And so this is, well, 90% done, but 10% still remaining, or we can say 80% done. And this guy here is still remaining, software SAN. Other than that, excuse me. So we're going to be creating the next machine, and that machine will have the hypervisor ESXi, ESXi, right? So we're going to be installing that, and it's ESXi 7. Obviously, it's going to be inside all the hypervisors. I mean, that could be the hypervisor there. Um, Also, and that is Windows. Okay, so well, and first we're going to be installing all the hypervisors. We're going to be giving 200 GB disk to this, just like the other disk that we gave, just like the disk space we gave here. And it's going to have 2 vCPUs. That's its basic requirement. And we're going to give initially this one, these are all 3 hypervisors. Well, we can give 8 GB RAM to this, right? 8 GB, and to all 3. Then we're going to install that. You're going to see that it's a keyboard-based installation, but it's originally meant for keyboards. So no mouse will be installed, but it's not going to be that Windows thing. It is Linux installation. Those of you who have done Linux installation, you will see that it's pretty easy steps to handle from keyboard. We're going to be installing all these 3. Then we will be configuring the name and the IP address of all 3 machines. Once this is done, then we're going to be going here. We're going to be adding the A records of the 3 hypervisors, A records, right? Anyone knows why would we put A records for these 3 hypervisors? What's the benefit we're going to get if we do that?
For resolving IP addresses?
Yeah. So here, now I'm going to, yeah, this is what we're going to do. And we were talking about that we're going to be creating 3 virtual machines. Then we're going to be adding A records for this machine, this machine, this machine. Why? Because we want to access the VMware, Linux-based VMware machines from our Windows machine. And how we're going to be, we already have Chrome here, right? So Chrome browser is here, Google Chrome. So from Chrome browser, we're going to be connecting to this machine. But yes, we can connect by IP to these machines as well. Best practice obviously is to have it the machine's name and IP. So what is A record in DNS? It's just name of a machine and IP of a machine. That's it. So if you add that information, then over the network, you can access that machine by name, right? Instead of remembering the IP. Suppose, so we have just 3 machines. Suppose there are 200 or 500 hypervisors, then it's very difficult to know just by IP. So you have to give a name, right? So we can access those hypervisors by name. We're going to check those. Then we're going to be going inside and checking the hypervisor inside out. All the features of hypervisor. If you know one hypervisor inside out, then obviously all the other hypervisors look the same. So those features will be in every hypervisor. We're going to be checking in detail. And then we're going to be creating the software SAN as well. Okay, so a lot in this episode of class. So let's get going. Okay, so first of all, let's log into our virtual machine and check if we can actually log into our virtual machine. So I'm just going to go to my machine here. Oh, it's not, it's suspended. Okay, that's good. I'm going to go to actions and power on. So power on, go ahead and log in, check if everything is there. I mean, like you're able to log in, that's all. And then we're going to start creating the next machines very carefully. Okay, so I see that VM console here. I'm just going to click that VM console. and Sol. One VM console. And let's log in. Oh, because it was suspended, so whatever I had on, it will just show from there, which is O and K. So we're good. And make sure that Google Chrome is there. Make sure that Chrome is there, because that's what we're going to use to remotely connect. Oh, there's another hand raise. Barakat.
Yeah, I just reminding if anyone missing the list time rename.
List off.
I mean the list time renewal. If somebody misses that, I mean.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. So yeah. So this is good, right? And Google Chrome is there. Yeah, that's all we needed to see here. Now let's get to the vCloud, and let's start creating the machine number. Well, total machine number 2, but it will be VMware hypervisor number 1, right? So let's create hypervisor number 1, which is total machine number 2, then hypervisor 2, hypervisor 3. And so next machine that we're going to be creating, let's go to vCloud now, and you should be seeing that new VM. Okay, so let's click the new VM. And obviously you need to name it your first name, VM, oh, sorry. Your first name, ESXi01, right? So once that is given, this is one word, and we're going to be going to new. And anytime, anywhere, I can ask for a screenshot, so just be with me. So ESXi01, once you have put that information, then click new, and operating system this time is not Linux. If I go to Linux, hey, don't do that, but I'm just checking. In Linux, do we see ESXi 7? We don't see that, right? Amazon Linux 2, CentOS. Oh, it's obviously all Linux. Oh, why would I even see that? Okay, so not here. Guys, OS family is other. OS family, other. Once you click OS family, other, let's go for operating system, and you should be seeing here VMware ESXi 7 or later. Z is one, right? So once you see that ESXi 7.0 or later, let's click that. And then let's go for the boot image, and be careful there as well, because we're going for the version 7. So what am I talking about? Okay, we're going to go to that line where it says VMvisor and 7. VMvisor 7. Make sure you don't select the wrong one, otherwise you will have to reinstall. So VMvisor 7, if these two are there, select that, and it should look like this. Be very, very careful. Okay, and we go down. Predefined, nope. We're going to go for custom sizing options. Virtual CPUs 2 is okay. Cores per socket, just like the previous machine, is okay. Number of sockets 2 is okay. Memory is going to be 8 GB. Memory 8 GB. And if you go further down here, storage. Well, that is, it's thin provisioning, so any size is good. Anyone knows the difference between thin provisioning and thick provisioning? Ever heard of that term before? Thin provisioning and thick provisioning. So if I drag this to here and go for so thin provisioning. Wow, writing with mouse, so much fun. Not. So thin provisioning is that whatever you okay, Mariam, yeah.
I can answer that question, but you also, I got lost somewhere as you are trying to build the machine, but I can try to also answer thin provisioning.
I can first help you with the machine and then, yeah, you may answer. So if I go back, yeah.
Yes.
So
just a second.
Sure.
I was on the CPU part.
Okay. So it's custom sizing options, CPU, and we don't change anything for CPU, but we do change for RAM.
Okay.
8 GB, and then storage is 200. And that's where we were, and then I start talking about thin provisioning. I haven't gone ahead.
Yeah, excuse me, just can you go up to the VM name and the computer name just to have a look?
Sure. Everyone, please compare. Yeah, Mingling.
Okay.
You have a hand raised. You're welcome. Or is it exercise, or is it a hand raise for question? Okay. So if everyone has compared and we have reached till storage, Mingling, your hand is raised. You have a question? Yes, no, maybe, maybe not, maybe yes. Okay. So yeah, I was talking about thin provisioning, and yeah, Mariam, you were gonna answer.
Yes, I was going to try to answer. I think thin provisioning is when you allocate storage space, but if it's not enough, then it will use what will be enough at the moment. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah. I was gonna say but then there is a kind of so it's not completely so yeah, it's nearly there, but thin provisioning, yeah, Alex.
It's not about the answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my VM, the new VM, it says the operating system is not supported.
Not support. Okay, that's not the definition of thin provisioning. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
No, I was not answering that one.
Okay. So so can you restart the machine and try again? And after this configuration, I'm gonna come to you. Like power off the machine and start. Right.
Okay.
Irene, Ming, Irene. Yeah.
It's just laughing.
Sorry. Oh, okay. You wanted to laugh out loud, literally, like, on the mic. Okay, that's called laugh out loud. Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
So for, sorry, go ahead.
Sure. You were saying?
For thick provisioning, I'm just going to cite an example though.
Oh, okay. Second first. Sure. Thick provisioning.
Yeah. So when you allocate, for example, 100 GB of a memory, it would pre-allocate it, meaning it would consume that 100 GB upfront, even though you've only used 10 GB of it.
Yeah. So, okay, that's it. That's great. That's correct for thick provisioning. So thin provisioning is that, guys, suppose you have a 200 GB disk here, right? Disk, and you are going to install on it suppose Windows, right? And but when you were configuring the virtual machine, you said that I need 200 GB. So it's not going to, thin provisioning saves space. It does not occupy the whole 200 GB right away. When the machine is created, it does not occupy disk space. It does not format it. Suppose you're installing some software. So first you will install an operating system. You will install Windows. Windows take like what? Suppose 12 GB, right? So, oh, guys, please mute the mic. I can hear somebody's. Okay, thank you. So, yeah, in thin provisioning, it does not occupy format the whole disk, physical disk. This is the PHY disk, physical disk, right? So instead, whatever software you install, it only formats up to that. And suppose 12 GB is this, and Windows is taking just 12 GB, so it's going to format till there, and it's going to use that. The rest of the disk is still available, and this saves space. That's the main purpose, but that's one benefit of that, but it is slow. And then also it is used, it's not used in professional environments, it is used in test or training environments, test or training, thin provisioning. So because it and the big benefit is that you still have space, you can install anything here, anything else you can install here, because it does not occupy all the space right away. But that's the opposite of that would be thick provisioning, where when you define in the virtual machine that I need 200 GB, so it occupies the whole 200 GB right away, and formats the disk and install the file system, formats the disk. And even if you're installing Windows that is taking only 12 GB, but the whole disk is occupied, anything else cannot be installed here or used here in this, the rest of the disk. Okay, so anything else cannot be installed. So suppose it occupied only this much or 12 GB space, but the rest of the disk cannot be used. It is fast. It is fast, and it is used in professional environments, right? Professional environments. And so when we are installing on a direct hardware, suppose you purchase a HP physical server that is like $3,000 more or less. So directly on that bare metal empty physical server, you're going to be deploying an ESXi hypervisor, and that ESXi hypervisor will be, if I ask you, if anyone knows, will it be hypervisor 1 or hypervisor 2? Directly on a bare metal machine. Hypervisor 1 or hypervisor
1.
1.
1.
1.
1.
All right, great. Okay, you guys are smart. So definitely hypervisor 1, as you said, and hypervisor 1 would be installed on a thick provisioned drive, because you need to occupy all the space, format the whole thing, and install whatever you want. Still, it's going to be the whole disk only available for your use, for this hypervisor's use. Suppose there right now just one virtual machine was deployed, so that virtual machine is talking to the hypervisor is talking to the underlying through its kernel, it's just talking to the hardware. Maybe later you deploy a second machine, first machine has just occupied this much space, then the second machine comes, it just occupies this much space, third machine then comes and just occupies this much space. But the thing is, the whole drive is dedicated for the use of this hypervisor. Here, just whatever you install, that is for you. On the rest of this disk space, you can just install anything else. So that makes it slow, and it is not used in professional environment. It is for test environments, but it does save a lot of space for you to install anything else. Here, it just occupies the whole disk space. It's fast, and it's used in professional environments. So thin provision, thick provision, that's the thing. We're in the training environment, so we're going to be using thin provisioning. Okay, so if I go back here, so we had put this 200 GB here. It's not going to occupy a full physical disk, underlying disk. That is actually Humber's vCloud hardware, and they have a lot of disk space there, but still it's not going to occupy. Suppose you put it 1 terabyte, it's not going to occupy that, but don't put 1 terabyte. Okay, anyway, so yeah, 200 GB here, and then we go down further to the networking, and that networking here, we're gonna just drop down and select what we selected for the first machine, and that is MSI 201 Internet 1. The rest is O and K. So yeah, hopefully everyone's configuration of the virtual machine, the hypervisor, is exactly the same. If it is same, then let's press O and K. Okay. Okay, so once that is okayed, this machine is being created. We can save that time. We can use that time to create the second machine. Yeah, there's a question, Nurdin.
So there is no IP static. We will leave it with DHCP in the first VM.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it to DHCP initially.
Okay.
But later we're gonna be configuring static IP. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, Mariam, you have a question?
Yes. At what point did we select in provisioning when we were creating the VM?
So by default, it is configured for thin provisioning because it's a vCloud test environment. So they have configured in the background. That's okay. What we cannot control. But yeah, I'm just letting you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so the second machine is, yeah, Mingling. Hand raise, question. Oh, exercise. Okay, that's good. That's good. 6:49, 7 o'clock. We should do exercise. Okay, let's get going. Now here, first machine is the first hypervisor in total. Second machine is being created right now. Okay, so it's been some time. So we can actually go inside. So let's click VM console for your first name, VM01. Okay, so VM console. Oh, what did I just do? I'll close this. Ah, it was this ESXi01. Seriously, what's wrong with me? Yeah, ESXi01. VM console. And you should see this. So it's just the underlying Linux, and its operating system is called Photon, which is purely Linux based, and some of their VMware code. Yeah, there's a hand raise, Irene. Mailing first, but she's not responding. So Irene.
Oh no, sorry, I accidentally raised you.
Oh, okay. Oh, no problemo. Okay, guys. So if you see this, it's going to come to, well, this stop. If you're there, it's pretty easy from here. So you can see that my mouse is here, right? All you need to do is take your mouse on this virtual machine area and just click on it once. Then you can press enter on the keyboard, right? Yes, while? Hand raise.
Yeah, never mind. I was forwarded to the first machine. Each time I click the VM console on the second machine.
Yeah, no, it's my bad. I mistakenly said VM. It's the ESXi01 that we need to do.
Okay.
So here, ESXi, once you've clicked, you should be on this screen. If you're on this screen, then just you have to drag your mouse on top of it and click once. And now it says enter to continue. So obviously we're going to press enter. So it's pretty straightforward after that. I'm going to press enter. And the next screen is also saying accept and continue. So it's F11, right? For F11, you have on the keyboard, you have to press the function or FN key at the bottom left, and then F11. I think then it will accept for majority of us. So I'm going to press the function key on my keyboard, FN key on the keyboard at the bottom left, and then F11, and it goes ahead. I hope it's working for everyone. And then it's going to load this. Hopefully everyone is on this screen. Yeah. Okay. And Irene says how to accept and continue. Yeah, so F11, I guess, right? So I'm going to go back here. So guys, we're back here, and just press enter here. So drag your mouse on this area and click and then press enter. That's it. US default language, obviously. So press enter here as well. It's just enter, enter. So just, this is also enter, right? So I'm just going to go ahead. You have to give the correct password, and the correct password is the class password or whatever password you want to give, but do not forget it, right? Okay, Alex, hand raised.
Yes, sir. I have created a VM, but it's not, the operating system is not working.
Oh yeah, you said that. Okay, so guys, just put the class password. Okay, coming to your machine, Alex, and then let's check it out. Right? Passwords match. Okay, enter, and it's just enter, enter, finish, right? So after that, just press F11 again, function F11, and on the final press enter. So it's just enter and F11. That's it. Okay. If you are going ahead, just go ahead and press enter or F11 or enter the password. Okay, there are more hand raised, but okay, then I'll be going to Alex's machine. Yeah, who's hand raised other than Alex? Dua?
Yes. So actually, while I was entering the password, I want to go to the next line, but it doesn't allow me even when I press enter.
If you press tab or press tab on the keyboard or down arrow on the keyboard.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
All right, welcome. Who else? Irene. Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry. My mouse on my first VM is still not working. Sorry.
First VM or ESXi VM?
Yeah, the first one. The VM.
Oh yeah, so mouse is not supposed to work because it's keyboard-based installation. It's Linux. Linux is mostly keyboard-based installation, right? So if you see my screen, you see the mouse here, you can drag the mouse on top of the screen and click it. After that, just it's keyboard onwards from this. So just press enter. If it says enter, if it says F11, so press F11. If it says password, give password. Yeah. So it's pretty straightforward, very basic installation. And wherever you're stuck, let me know. Okay. Yeah, Dua? You have hand raised?
No, sorry, this is from last time. Sorry, I will remove it.
Okay, no problem. Okay, Alex. So guys, here I see the last screen here, which is enter reboot. So it's pretty straightforward. You can see, just click on the screen once and just press enter on the keyboard. It's all keyboard based. Just go ahead and reboot. It's going to take time to reboot and fully restart. We're going to start creating second, third machines exactly with these configurations. But before that, let me go to Alex machine here. ESXi 1. Oh, so Alex, you don't have an operating system for ESXi 1 or VM 1? Alex here.
Yes, sir.
Alex, so which machine has an issue? VM01 or ESXi 01?
The new one, the ESXi01. The new one.
Oh, hey, what is this? No operating system at all. Okay, I'll just have to delete this. Hey, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? Oh yeah, it's not powered off. So first I'll power it off, and then delete. Then the delete option will come. And I think you did not select the operating system correctly. Oh, you selected ESXi 7. And I think the network is not selected, so I'll go to the details and go to next. Yeah, network is good. Compute should be good, 2 and 8. Everything is good. Oh, Disk is supposed to be okay. Like, okay, seems like things are good. How come? Okay, one more thing is that what is in the media? So insert media, and I'll go for VMvisor 7, which I think you selected. Once it is there, then power on. And let's see what's going on. The rest, I think your first ESXi hypervisor has restarted. Anyone whose hypervisor has finished restarting? Okay, guys, so this is a machine I created, so I'll just quickly delete that. So Alex could create himself his machine. And let's get back to what we were doing. If we go to the diagram here, we have, if we drag this back here, so we have created this machine is done. Actually, this machine is done, right? In terms of creating it. So we're gonna create this machine and this machine now, right? So let's get going. Let's create a second machine and third machine as well. It's pretty much the same way. I'll go for my set of machines here. I have two machines. ESXi 01 is the second one. So now we're gonna go for ESXi 02, and then we're gonna go for ESXi 03. So I'm gonna click new VM again and exactly do the same steps as I did before. So new VM, your first name, ESXi 03, right? So once we select the ESXi 03, then we go for type new, OS family is other, you know the drill.
Is it?
Is it 2 or 3?
Oh,
Yeah, 2. I think it should be 2.
What is wrong with me? Okay, thank you for correcting that. I owe you samosas now. Okay, I'll be sending some in the chat. Okay, so here, ESXi 02, it's not 3 exactly as you said. And then we go for OS family as other, operating system as 7. Hey, what is 7 in Spanish? Let's go for the total third and hypervisor second machine. I'm gonna just create that again. I thought you know, he needed some help, and that's why I canceled it. So your first name, ESXi 02. Let's go new, other, OS family other, operating system 7. And yeah, I remembered. I was asking what is 7 in Spanish. Okay, anyway. So VMvisor 7. We all know that, right? It's the same drill, guys. So just go ahead and custom and memory. We all remember 8. Yeah. 200 GB is the disk space. And it can be 100 GB, it can be 50 GB, it can be 300 GB, it can be any GB, right? So 200 is just, I'm just putting there for no particular reason. Okay, but our configurations should be exactly the same. That is a recommendation, and you know what to choose here. Internet 1, let's go ahead, right?
Sorry,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
The memory are the same. I mean, the second, the first, and the second and the third are going to be the same.
Exactly the same for the third one.
I think I saw on the diagram the second and the third one is 4 GB. So.
Oh yeah, that is coming later. So okay. This is 8 GB showing here. This is 4 GB showing here. This is 4 GB. So ignore that, and that's a good observation. It's all 8 here because we have underlying vCloud hardware RAM is a lot. Underlying RAM is a lot. This diagram is for if you are creating this same environment in your laptop or desktop, then the RAM in our laptops are normally very less, the physical RAM. So according to that, we then create like this. And yes, another thing is that hypervisors require minimum 4 GB RAM, right? If you put 3 or 2, they're not gonna even start. So 4 GB is minimum, but we're going 8 for all of them. Okay, good observation. And let's get back. So here, yep, we're done, right? Let's click O and K for the second hypervisor and total third machine. While the second hypervisor is getting created, let's create the third hypervisor or total fourth machine. So I'm going to go ahead and just follow exactly the same steps. Again, new VM, your first name, ESXi03, and type is new. We all know now what to do. Close family other, right? Operating system 7. Hey, I have to Google it. I don't know why I want to say 7 in I think Quantro. So yeah, here 7. Custom 8. So if you know, just go ahead, right? Otherwise, you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I hope everyone's configuration is exactly the same, and press O and K. So now, what we did with ESXi 1, we're going to do with 2 and 3 as well. So I'm going to go to 2 and click VM console for ESXi 2 because I want to press enter, 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 and carry on the installation. I'm going to click VM console now. Oh, it's still loading. Ooh, still on the initial stages. All right. What? I'm Googling it. What is 7 in Spanish? Siete. Ah, see, that was so easy. Siete. Okay. So it's ESXi 7, and yeah, I'll practice it. Okay. Oh, hand still raised. I think that is for exercise. Okay, so we know here, just click on the screen and press enter. Yeah, Mingling, you have a question? And for this function and F11, go ahead, right? Accept and continue, function key and F11. And then, yeah, so no change here, just press enter, right? Yeah. There are more hands raised. Go ahead, right? Small ABC, capital ABC, shift 1 to 3 without shift 1 to 3. And then just simply press enter. So it's all keyboard based, and you just press down arrow key on the keyboard. Were you able to go ahead, Irene?
Sorry.
Or you're stuck? Function F11.
A, B, C. Yeah, I can go now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So guys, this was my ESXi 2 configuration. I'm going to do the same for ESXi 3, right? So we can save time, and we are all IT people, so multitasking is something that we should be doing and encouraging. So I'm going to minimize this while this is going on. I'm going to go to ESXi 3 now, and that is ESXi 3 VM console for ESXi 3. I'm clicking and expanding. What? Hey, you're not supposed to do that with me. Okay. That's not good. I think they have network issues or the network card issue. Okay. PXZ boot, no boot file name received. This is this was not coming before. Oh, we have Espanol here. We can do it in Spanish as well. Okay, anyway. So Control Alt Delete. What? It's looking on the network. It's not connecting to the disk directly. Click escape. Escape. Don't look at the network. Go to my disk. No, it doesn't detect the disk somehow. Operating system not found. That's why. Okay. Anyone else having this? Oh, Nemo.
No. On the both system, 1 and 2 and 3, I'm having the same problem.
Oh. So in
2 and 3.
Same for 2 and 3?
Yeah.
Operating system
both 2 and 3 are both are just trying to connect to
Only 2
the.
students are facing this? Okay, only 2 students, and including me. 3 people are facing this. That's not good. Yeah, I didn't catch that, but majority were able to go ahead, which is good. So guys, what I did was I powered off the machine. So whoever is getting this issue, power off the machine and recreate the machine again with the same name and same configurations, right? If you get this error, there are, so first of all, if you get this error, first of all, power off.
Okay.
If you get this particular error, not everyone do not follow me. If your machine is good, do not follow me. In fact, if your machine is good, just go ahead with enter password F11, enter, go ahead till then. Others who have this issue, which I just showed, only those can follow me now and power off that machine which has issue, right? And once you've done that, okay, wait for me. Okay, this is the machine that has issue and it's saying 0. If I go to a machine that does not have issue, yeah, it's the same. So it's nothing to do with what we are seeing. I don't want, I'm trying to resolve it without having to delete and recreate the machine, but I think it's not going to work. I have to delete the machine and recreate it. I guess that's the only solution because everything from hardware side looks good. Okay, so once the machine that is having issue is powered off, go ahead and go to actions and delete it. There is a delete button, right? So, okay, I'm gonna delete the machine that has issue. No one else follow me. Those whose machine is good, do not follow me. Those who are having issue, just do it on that particular machine. I'm deleting it, but yeah, this is the first time I'm getting this error. So yeah, ESXi 3 in my case having issue is being deleted. So Irene, you have issue in 1 machine or 2? 2. Okay. And Nima, you have issue in 1 machine or 2?
I'm having in both 2 and 3.
2 and 3. So 2 machines you also. Okay, you can follow what I'm doing for that machine. It's gone for me. So I'm gonna quickly create that 3rd machine again, right? So I'm just going, so you can go for the 2nd and 3rd machine. If you've deleted them one by one, go ahead and create the machine. CPU, memory. Okay, anyway, Armor ESXi03 in my case, new. So in your case, ESXi02 and then later ESXi03. Both you have to create. Those who are having issue. Yeah, other. And I hope you have seen that enough time that you should remember. So OS family other, operating system 7, ESXi 7 or later, then boot image is VMvisor 7, VMvisor 7, VMvisor 7. Custom sizing, CPU is 2, which is okay. We do not change that. And then 8 GB memory, 200 GB disk, and Internet 1, MSI 201, Internet 1. Hopefully you're okay with the configurations and you remember that. Go ahead and press OK and let it create. Wow, that was not supposed to happen in vCloud. Okay, hopefully it works. I'm gonna check the ESXi 2. Yeah, it's on the final reboot. So I'm just going to drag my mouse here and press enter. Okay, it's gonna do its reboot. I'll leave it. I'll close
خلي
this.
يا بيت دحين هناك امشي هناك متى شغال هنا انا صابر اقعد هناك
يا حبيبي ناصر. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so here I hope I said the correct Arabic, and I didn't. It was not offensive, I guess. So
yes sir.
It's good, right? Cool. Yeah, Habib. Yeah. I think it's my friend.
You're right. Yeah, Habib is my friend.
Whew, thank God.
Habib is the best friend.
Oh, best friend. Yeah, Habibi. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so here, yeah, I'm ESXi 2 is on its way. If I check ESXi 1, it's already there, waiting to be configured. We're going to be configuring.
Habibi is my love.
Okay. My love as well. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know. So yeah, here ESXi 3 VM console. Please don't give me that error, please. Ah, thank God. Okay, now when I recreate it, it's going ahead fine. I hope Irene and Nima, you have when you recreated it, you didn't see that.
2 is working, but the 3 is showing the system has found a problem on your machine and cannot continue.
Ouch. So delete that again and you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So you get it right. Okay. Yeah, it's so guys, for everyone, ESXi 1 is already done with the installation, right? Anyone left with ESXi 1? No, right? So let's configure together ESXi 1 first, because everyone's ESXi 1 is successfully installed.
Sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Alex.
Yeah, I couldn't finish the installation because of the mouse is not working.
Mouse not working for Hypervisor? Yeah, it's
yeah.
not
Even the keyboard is not working also.
Now
I
so
can show you. I have moved my team to the new laptop.
Okay, that's good.
I can share my screen.
Sure, you can show me. And as I'm explaining here as well, that you have to click on the screen, then keyboard will work. You have to click on the black area, then keyboard will work. Otherwise, it won't work.
Okay. Okay.
I
will try that.
You have to select the screen. Yeah. But yeah, you can show as well if you're still stuck. So I'm just pressing enter. I don't have to show that. It's pretty straightforward. Small level C, capital level C, shape 1, 2, 3, without shape 1, 2, 3, 4, ESXi 3. So okay, we're done. Go. Okay, F11. So everyone, what I need to configure now, ESXi 1. Hey, what's 0 in Spanish? Okay, anyway. So yeah, I think 0 is 0. So let's go to ESXi 1 and let's configure it. So what do we need to configure inside ESXi 1? Let's go inside. First of all, it should look like this because it should be finished for everyone. And you can also see that there's an IP address, and that is not your octet. I think majority of you have the wrong octet. It's okay. It's a flat network. vCloud, and you might be getting IP from the DHCP of someone else. It is possible, right? So we're gonna change that to static IP now. Yeah, Alex. Yeah, I can see your screen now. We need to log into this screen, this machine, and we need to configure the name and IP and DNS of this machine. So let's do that on ESXi 1. if I go back here, I'm going to just click on the screen, and then you have so if you go down here, you can see here this one, right? F2, customize system vlogs. F2. So I'm gonna go on top of the screen and press F2 on my keyboard, or F11, function key and F2. Function key and F2. Then it will pop up this screen. Login name is root, which is the default user account for Linux machines. So we don't change that. We simply press down arrow to go to the password and give the password that you gave during the installation, right? So down arrow key from here after pressing function key and F2. So small ABC, capital ABC, shift 1, 2, 3 without shift 1, 2, 3, and press enter. Right? All right. So you should be on this screen. Everyone on the screen? Yes. Okay. Thank you for the reply. And let's get going. Now we have, all right. So if you see this screen, right, there's configure password. We don't need to change that, but if you want to change that, it's here. If we go down arrow here, so there's configure management network. So this is the area where we're going to be working, but we're going to come back to this. So restart management network is the networking services of the hypervisor can be restarted from here, but you have to be careful. Suppose there are virtual machines on top of this. Suppose there are 5 or 10 virtual machines on top of this hypervisor, and you have this option here. If you restart management network, the networking of all the virtual machines that you're hosting on this hypervisor, the networking will be restarted. Any user, suppose there were 200 users connected here, suppose there were 1,000 users connected here, and 5,000 users connected here. So if you press that restart management network, all users will be disconnected, and basically networking will be disconnected and restarted. So this, you have to be very, very careful what you choose there. But yes, it is for restart management network is for troubleshooting, if you're able to do that in the evening or on the weekends. Test management network is that, are you able to ping from this machine to any of the machines? Suppose you want to make a ping connection to this. Hey, I'm able to connect to this machine or ping to this machine. So this means that I'm connected to the network or not, right? So that this is that option. Network restore options. If you have taken a backup of this, yes, you're right. While says if you're taking a backup, then you can restore from here. But guys, let's take a 10-minute break. Guys, let's take a 10-minute break. 10-minute break. Okay, I'll just put that here. And 10-minute means.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and try to configure the first VM. We had gone inside the VM, and yeah. Okay, it has kicked us out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna click this screen and go function key and F2 to enter the screen again. Let's go ahead. Function key F2, and then we put the password again, right? Small ABC, capital ABC, shift 1, 2, 3, without shift 1, 2, 3, da, 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 da. Press enter to log in, and we are logged in. Right? I hope everyone's there. Okay, so we were talking about network restore options, and yeah, if you have taken a backup, then you can restore from backup as well. All the configurations that you've done up here. Configure keyboard if you want to change the keyboard language, it's here. Troubleshooting options. if you want to connect to shell, ESXi shell, you want to go command line to resolve issues or configure the hypervisor, and you know the commands, then you can go through troubleshooting options and try to enable those access to the command line. Then there's view system logs and syslog, VM kernel, config, management agent, virtual center agent. So anyone knows what is log? Ever heard of the log before? What does it have? What's the benefit?
It's like a record.
Yeah.
Access records.
Okay, it stores records. So there's with a timestamp, it stores information about the system activity. So suppose this hypervisor restarted last night. So you wanted to see in the log files what happened, and it would have the activity saved in a text file, and with a timestamp. Suppose last night 11:30 p.m. This machine restarted, so that would be written with a timestamp, and maybe more information could be there, like the error, what was the error because of which it restarted. So log files contain information there. So if you want to access the log files for different activities, for different applications, for different services here, then this is the area, view system logs. And then there's view support information. So this is the thumbprint for self-signed security certificate. And this information can be used to confirm that, suppose you want to connect to this machine. Suppose there are 200 machines and you want to connect to this specific machine. So you can confirm this security certificate number here to confirm you're connecting to the right machine. Also, this is self-signed certificate, so it's not considered very secure. You could purchase the security certificates from GoDaddy.com or digicert.com, verisign.com. So there are many sites from where you can purchase security certificates and put the name of this machine there, and then download it and import it here. So if you attach a security certificate purchased from outside to this machine, then users which are connecting to this machine will know that this is a secure machine to connect. This is the machine to be trusted. So yeah, it's just showing the self-signed certificate information. And then there's a reset system configuration, which means that you can reset all that configuration to factory default, whatever you configured here. If you select this option, then all these configuration will be gone, whatever customized configuration you have done, suppose, and it will be back to factory settings. Okay, so we've talked about all these options. Let's go up to the option that we need to configure. Okay, so this is configure management network. This is where we need to go to configure, to give the static IP to the hypervisor, to check if the DNS configuration is good, and check other network settings. So I'm going to be on this configure management network, and then I'm going to press enter. So let's press enter here, and it's going to take us inside the management network. So there is network adapters here on the top, network adapters, and you can see that there is VMNIC showing here, VMNIC 0. That is the name of the physical adapter. So if I go to the diagram here, so this samosa-like shape here is the physical network interface card through which this physical machine is connected to this physical network card, and this physical network card is connected to a physical switch and to the router, to the firewall, and the traffic goes outside the network. So if you have multiple NICs or multiple network adapters, then you can have NIC teaming also configured in that case, where 4 or 6 or 8 network adapters team up together to offer LBFO, to offer LBFO. Anyone knows what stands for LBFO? It's not LCBO, it's LBFO. Anyone knows what is LBFO?
Load balance.
Yes. Okay, that's LB. Load balance. Exactly. What is FO? UFO, right?
Failover.
Oh yeah, exactly. Failover. So load balance and FO. So this is LB and FO is failover, right? So that's good. LB or load balance means that if there are two network cards and there is traffic, a lot of traffic coming from, so suppose this hypervisor hosts multiple virtual machines, and this virtual machine has 200 users connected, this virtual machine has 1,000. Suppose this virtual machine has 5,000 users connected, and this machine has 3,000 users connected. So they are saving files, they are sending files. So all that traffic, when it's going outside, it has to go through the network cards. So load balancing means that all the network cards will divide the traffic among themselves, right? And so they will be load will be balanced. Traffic load will be balanced among all the network cards, right? And failover is obviously that suppose there's one network card that crashed, that stopped working for some reason. So all the traffic that was coming to or was divided, or the traffic that was coming to this network card will be redirected here to the rest of the network card. It will be further divided among the remaining network cards, right? So failover is that. So now, load balancing failover, it has to be there for pretty much every important thing, right? LBFO should be there for the network cards. LBFO should be there for the virtual switches. Suppose there's a virtual switch here. There are multiple standard virtual switches. Load balancing should be there for all the applications here. There should be, suppose there are these virtual machines here. So suppose this is very critical machine here. So LBFO for that should be there, which means that there should be a partner virtual machine or a copy or a backup or a standby virtual machine should be there. Whatever is happening in this virtual machine should be copied to this virtual machine. So LBFO needs to be achieved for all the critical things or all the networking components, all the important resources in the network. Okay, so we go back to what we were talking about here. So we have just one network card. In fact, later we're going to be adding 9 network cards as well. That comes not part of this. Okay, I'll just, is it already there? Select all screenshot, blah, blah, blah. Nope. I'm just remembering this. So software SAN and 9X on ESXi 0203, but that comes later. But we're going to be doing that next tasks. Okay, but I'm going to tell you the reason, obviously, why this. But for now, let's configure the whole thing. That will the main hypervisor. Let's configure them. So we have one network interface card. Then we have VLAN option here. And VLAN option is, the Cisco gurus among us would know that. And yeah, anyone wants to tell what is VLAN in one-liner?
Virtual LAN network.
Mm-hmm. And its main benefit is what?
It's for network segmentation.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Network segmentation. So Cisco switch. I'm gonna quickly, because you're gonna see that term used again and again. So I'll just grab a switch and explain that quickly. Okay, let's go. I'll be saving this diagram on the other side and then come back here. All right, so here, so suppose this is a switch, oops, and there are these machines. So each port, so suppose it's a 48 port switch, right, or 24 port switch. So each port is connected to a physical machine here, physical machine, right? So there are physical machine here, and suppose there are physical machines here as well. Now they are connected to the same switch, right? Okay, we're talking about VLAN or virtual LAN, right? So they're connected to the same switch. This means that if they want to transfer traffic here or share files here over the network, they can do that because it's the same switch. And through the switch, they are connected to each other with Ethernet cables. And but suppose you want to create a VLAN here where you call this one as VLAN 2 and this one as VLAN 3. So the basic difference is that if first of all, you're segmenting these set of ports here and these set of ports here, you're creating a wall between them. Now, the thing is, these machines can share files with each other, yes, but they cannot share across the VLAN because these machines are part of VLAN 3 and these machines are part of VLAN 2. So this set of ports cannot communicate with this set of ports anymore within the same switch. So then you create VLAN. If suppose it is converted from 3 to 2, now they're part of the same VLAN. Yes, they can share. When they are different VLANs, they now cannot share their data. So you're further segmenting a switch as well. So this side of ports or machines cannot communicate with this side of machines, right? So that's called VLAN. If I go here to the configuration, so we can create a VLAN as well. Suppose there are 2 hypervisors that are part of VLAN 2, and there are so obviously they are connected to the switch, right? So if you put this hypervisor in VLAN 3 and this on 2, then obviously this hypervisor cannot communicate with this hypervisor. They cannot communicate with each other. So if they have no VLAN or they're on the same VLAN, only then they can communicate. So that's what we need to know here. Right now, we're not going to configure the VLAN. OK, let's get going to the other. Okay, yeah. Now, but the main configuration area obviously is this. So let's go to IPv4 here. And in IPv4 on the right side, you can see that there are IP addresses, but we need to go inside this. So I'm just going to press enter. So come on IPv4 configuration and then press enter like this. And this will come, right? So once this is there, you can press the down arrow and down arrow until you reach here. Set static IPv4 address. So we don't need a dynamically assigned IP address as we can see there. We want to set our own IP. So once you put the down arrow here, you can press the space bar to select it like this. Press the space bar to select the third line, right? And once you select the space bar, now we can actually go further down if you press the down arrow key. And then I'm going to remove the 51 from the first line end, and I'm going to remove the third octet, which is 12. And from the first line and from the third line, I need to remove the third octet, and my octet is 0, right? Your octet is something else, so you need to correct that, right? 1 and 2, 168 is okay, and the second line is okay. No need to change there. So I'm going to go down arrow here to the first line. Then I'm going to press right arrow to go to the end of the first line, and it's not going to show blinking, but it's there. And then we can remove 1 by pressing the backspace. Gone. Then we're going to press again the backspace, gone, backspace, gone, backspace, backspace, until here. That's it, right? And you need to put your third octet. Mine is 0. Dot. Anyone knows what IP are we assigning to this one?
1.
10? Oh.
10.
1.
No, it's 1.
100.
It's 1. Yeah, it's 1.
10.
Everyone agree?
50.
Yeah, 1.
It is
10.
this one.
1.
This machine, right? So its IP will be 1, but its gateway and DNS will be 10. But its own IP we are giving right now, right? So it should be 1. Its first line is IPv4 address, right? That's why. So I'm just gonna put 1 here. But I need to correct the third octet in the third line as well, because my third octet is not 12. Mine is 0. So you need to correct that too if it's not your octet showing. Once I'm there, now it shows the blinking cursor, right arrow to go at the last line, and then start removing backspace, 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 right? 0. Dot. Now what? Anyone knows? Gateway? So
10.
So
Dot 10.
10.
Exactly, 10. And about that, I may have mentioned that before as well. We need to, for one lab here, it requires that there has to be a pingable gateway, right? So we are pretending that this is our gateway device, and it is pingable, and we're just giving a fake gateway here, although we don't have a gateway. So we're pretending this is a gateway device, otherwise it's a router, right? That is the gateway device. We don't have a router or anything like that. So we're going to give the IP of this machine here. Okay, so 10. Make sure you put your third octet. I put my third octet. So once you have the correct information, you can see down there it says enter OK. If you press OK, if you press enter, it's going to save the information, right? So by mistake, if you press escape, it's going to remove all the configuration, and you have to come back here and put correct everything again. So we need to save this information. So we're going to press enter to save the information. So I'm just going to press enter. O and K. Now we're going to go for, we're not configuring IPv6. So nothing here. We go further down to DNS, very important configuration. We're going to go inside DNS configuration as well, right? So I'm going to press enter here to go inside like this. And then I need to go down arrow to use to select use the following DNS server addresses and hostname, and spacebar to select it. So I can see that my third octet for the DNS is also wrong. So I'm going to correct that. And also you can see that the host name is localhost. We need to change it to whatever the name of the machine. In my case, my first name ESXi01. I need to put that there instead of localhost, right? So I'm going to press down arrow here, right arrow to go to the right side. And I'm going to, third octet is wrong. So I need to remove this and put my correct third octet dot. Yes, DNS is 10. Gateway and DNS both are the same IP here in our case. Once this is corrected, we need to, so guys, here be careful. You have to put the correct spelling here, and you need to remember the spelling what you put here, because we're going to be creating DNS records later, and the spellings there for the machine name or host name has to be the same what you put here, right? So your first name or my first name, ESXi01. Suppose you put here EXSI, then it's going to be wrong, or whatever you put here as a spelling, you need to put exactly same spelling in the DNS as well, which we will do later. So yeah, just make sure the spellings are correct, right? Once you have put the correct, yep, Shah.
Yeah, sorry, is it capital sensitive or not?
No, it's not case sensitive. Here it's not. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so now once you have put that information there, you have to save it. So press enter. Let's save it. I'm going to press enter. Oh, mouse was outside. Enter. Okay. Now you can see on the right side the information is correct now for the DNS IP and host name. All good. If we go further down here, there's custom DNS suffix. Now I can see, and you will all see anyone else's domain here. So I see while hum.local and musab.hum.local. So these are two celebrities for today, and they are our chief guests as well. So the thing is that it's a flat network, so we are getting each other's domain name here, and we're gonna try to configure it. We're gonna correct it. How? We're gonna give our domain name, but there's a bug here. I mean, you correct it and it's gonna go back to the same thing which it was before. So anyway, we'll try to correct it once. So I'm gonna press enter like Aziz, and I will put my domain name, which is my first name, hum.local, right? And you're gonna do that for yourself as well. I'm just gonna remove all this and put my first name, hum.local, right? So what will happen? We will save it, and when we come back, it's gonna be still again changed to something else, and then we're gonna leave it because there's a bug here. Also, if it is something else, it still doesn't hurt us in our labs. It does not disrupt our labs, so it's okay. If you correct it now and you see it again as misconfigured, just leave it, ignore it, right? So I'm just gonna press OK here to save it. That this is how it was supposed to be, right? I'm gonna go up, and then I'm gonna go down here. Oh, it's still the same. I'm gonna go up, and I'm gonna go down here. Okay, so this means that when we save the whole configuration and come out and then go back in, maybe then it will change. If it doesn't change, it's okay. If it changes, it's still okay. Just ignore it because it's a bug. Okay, anyway, let's just finalize our configurations. I'm gonna go up arrow, DNS configuration, look at the right side for your configuration. 192.168.0.10 AMIR ESXi01. Okay, good. Spellings are good. And make sure that 192.168.0 is capital. Don't put it as lowercase. It has to be uppercase, 0, right? So everyone put that as uppercase, 0, right?
I put a small case, so I need to change it, right?
Oh man. So no, I'm sorry guys, I was just kidding. Hey, numbers are not case sensitive. Case has nothing to do with numbers. Okay, sorry. So yeah, 0 is supposed to be whatever the case you see here. Is it small or lower? Upper? I don't know. So anyway, that was just a joke. So
you got me good.
Okay. So yeah, 0, just remember uppercase, right? Just kidding. Okay, let's go ahead. And IPv6, we're not configuring it. So IPv4, yeah, just check on the right side. Remember 0, oh, no, okay. So 01 and 010, yeah, that's it. If we want to save all this configuration, now we need to press once only, escape. If we want to save all this configuration, now once only, we're gonna press escape. I'm gonna press escape and you see this option, and you have to press yes, right? So just press Y, and that's When you press Y, you have to say why. No, just yes. Why? Okay. So now the whole configuration is saved, right? And that's what we wanted. Now let's go to the next hypervisor and we do exactly the same thing. So this is configured. We're good. I'm just going to close the ESXi 1 now. I'm going to go to ESXi 2, but I needed to check what happened to my ESXi 3 because it was in the middle of configuration. Oh, it's on the final reboot. So let's enter, go ahead. Okay, I'm going to go to ESXi 2 actually. It should also be done by now. Yep, it's waiting for us. So we're going to do the configuration very, very carefully because one small mistake and your whole lab is disrupted. Many of the things don't happen then. This is very important configuration. So we're going to do it carefully. So I'm going to go log into this function key F2. I was going to say F11. Okay, F2, root, down arrow to log into the password. You know the drill now. We're going to do it exactly the same thing as before, but be careful about the IPs and spellings and case sensitivity. Okay, so here, configure password, configure management network. So yeah, I see now 12.69. So I need to confirm, I need to change that to static IP. I'm going to press enter and go inside. I think you all know the drill now. It has just one physical IP. We're not touching VLAN. I'm going to go inside IPv4 configuration. So I'm just going to press enter. Okay. I think we all know what to do here. Down arrow, and space bar to select it. Okay. And then go down and right arrow to go to the right side to backspace and remove the wrong IP. And third octet. In my case, it's 0. In your case, whatever your octet is, go for that. And this is going to be 3, 2, 2. Exactly, 2. And now we know what to do in the third line. So I'm just going to go down arrow, and right arrow, right? Backspace, 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 backspace. 0.10. Okay, so we need to save it. Press enter, right? Save. We do not touch IPv6. We configure DNS configuration. So we go inside by pressing enter. Okay. And then down arrow, space bar to select. Okay. So down arrow, right arrow. Yeah, today in my sleep, I'm going to be down arrow, right arrow, down arrow, right arrow. Backspace, backspace, and yeah, backspace as well. Okay. My third octet dot 10. DNS is 10. Just be careful about this name because you're going to write this exact name with this spelling later in the DNS A records creation and pointer records creation as well. So my first name ESXi02. This one is 2. Make sure the spellings are correct and press enter to save. Enter. So then we go down to DNS suffix and we got the celebrities there already. I'm just going to press enter and change it. So it's your first name dot, not dot, dot local. Your first name dot local. Once you have put that, then press enter to save it. Okay, once we've saved it and go up, go down, go up. Okay, it's not changing right now, which is good. So I'm going to go up and check on the right side, 02, 010, lowercase 0. Okay. And then, yeah, all good. And I'm going to press escape once to save all this configuration and press Y. I don't know why. I think we all know why. So press Y. Now it's all saved. And we go for the third machine and we do the same thing again. I'm going to close this, and I think my third machine is still, oh, it's there. Okay, that's good. So yeah, we do the same drill again for the third machine. Just be very, 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 very careful, right? What you do. So third machine, function F2 to log in, and down arrow to put the password, and press enter. I think I should yawn as well out of boredom. Okay, so yeah, and then we go down to configure management network, enter inside. Then we go down to IPv4 and press enter. Okay, no. So yeah, here and down arrow spacebar, and maybe I can also do that with eyes closed, but I won't try this. Okay, backspace, 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 backspace. My third octet dot 3, and right arrow, down arrow, right arrow, backspace. My third octet 10. Okay, to save it, press enter. All right, then I go to the next screen, which is IPv6. We don't try to configure that. So we go to the next screen, and it is DNS configuration. So we press enter there. And we go down and press enter here as well. Space bar, not enter. Okay, so yeah, that is just change of mode. And right arrow here. Backspace, 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 backspace. Was it 10, right? And yeah, be careful what you put here. ESXi 03. Right. And then we press save to save it. All right. Then we go down to the DNS suffix, and now we got a new celebrity. No, it's the same celebrity. So it's press enter. Yeah.
It's for the okay.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So just you know what to do. Just put your domain here, .local, and that's it. Press OK and save. Okay, guys, so I guess everyone is good with the configuration, hopefully. So go up to DNS configuration. Please check the spellings. ESXi 03010. Okay. Go up, no V6, IPv4, 192.168.3, 192.168.0.10. Okay, we're good. We're good. Now we need to press escape and save the whole configuration by pressing Y. Okay, that's why. Now we're good with the 3 configurations. Hopefully everyone was able to do that. And if we go to the diagram, so yeah, we have configured on this console the name of the machine, IP of the machine, DNS, and DNS suffix or domain, right? It's actually called DNS suffix. So these 4 things we have configured, these must be correctly configured for the whole rest of the lab to be correct as well. Now, because we need to access these 3 hypervisors by name, so let's go to the first hypervisor, go to this service, DNS, and create A records, not only A records, there's another one, Anyone knows the name of the other record? Yes, you're right. PTR record. Okay, nobody said anything. But yeah. Okay, yeah. Daniel? Hand raise. You're on mute.
Oh, so no worries. I figured it out. Thank you.
Okay. That was fast. Okay, good. Okay, guys, so let's go to the DNS and create the A records for name and IP. Name, IP, name, IP of these machines in the DNS. So let's go to Windows machine, open it, log in, and open DNS. DNS. Okay. So here, I'm in VM01. I'm going to click the VM console. And we need to add the A and PTR or pointer records of the 3 hypervisors, so we could connect them by name. The only purpose is to connect them by name, and that's very important. Okay, so we are inside the Windows machine, and then we're gonna go to tools, and we're gonna go to this guy here, right? So in the server manager, in the server manager, just go to tools and go to DNS. That's it. Once you open the DNS, we need to manually add in the forward lookup zone inside our domain zone the A records for the 3 hypervisors with correct spellings of the name, right? And obviously correct IP. So I'm in the forward lookup zone, and I will expand that, and I'm in the domain zone here, where name and IP of this machine is already mentioned, but we need to add name and IP of the other 3 hypervisors. So let's do it. Anywhere here or on the right on this domain zone, you can right click and you go to new host A or AAA. AAA is for yeah.
My server is stuck, like the domain. My Windows server is stuck. I couldn't able to connect it.
You cannot log in. Okay.
Just saying connecting. I'm trying to retry to connect. That is just saying retrying. It's not connecting.
Okay. If I go to your machine, I think it starts with Sam, right? Oh, it's suspended. That's why. So I'm powering on, and you can do that too next time if you see that. So it was suspended. So sometimes it takes longer time, so it gets suspended. So just go back to the vCloud and power on.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Go back to the machine. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Amir. How did you reach the DNS section? The DNS, please.
So here in the server manager, once you're in the server manager, you go to tools and then to DNS.
Okay.
And open it. Yeah, anyone else having a question? Yes. Okay, thank you for the reply. And yeah, so guys, the purpose here for DNS is to for us to remotely connect to the machine by name instead of remembering the IP. So let's do that. I'm just gonna press right click here on the domain zone name. I hope you're now following, and new host A or AAA. So we're just gonna select this to create A records and pointer records. So once we select that, it looks like this. Be very, very careful. You have to put the name exactly like, so if I go to the machine and ESXi 1, if I click the VM console and I see the name down here, this here name ESXi01. I'm just doing that to show you that this much careful we have to be. So your first name ESXi01. Oh, and I did it wrong. Seriously. Okay. So AMIRESXi01. Here, if the name is wrong, you won't be able to connect by name. So the name has to be exactly the same as you put there in the hypervisor, right? And the IP here 192.168.my3rd.octet.1, right? So make sure this is correct. And yes, this is already selected here, create associated pointer or PTR record, which is okay. So if you have done this correctly for the first hypervisor, then you're going to click add host, and then we're going to give for the second hypervisor, then the third hypervisor, and so we will add all three like these, right? So I'm just going to press add host now. The host record was successfully created, which is okay. And then the screen is again there automatically. We're going to put the name of the second hypervisor. Your first name, ESXi02. ESXi. Okay. And the IP 192.168.your3rd.octet.2. And yeah, spellings are correct. IP is correct. Yep. Okay. Add host. Okay. Go for the third one. Your first name, ESXi03 this time. Yeah. 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 Okay, you have to mute the other laptop mic. You have, Alex, you have mic open for two laptops, so just mute one of the mic and keep the mic open on the other laptop. And yeah, you can say. Yeah, you can still try to say, or maybe put in the chat.
Okay, sorry, sir. How do you get the new host list? I couldn't get it.
New host is not configured. It has the same issue.
I mean, I didn't see you. Where do you get that one?
In the DNS?
Yeah, in DNS.
So you're in DNS, then you right click here on your domain zone. So first expand the forward lookup zone, then right click here. And if you see new host A or AAAA, click that.
Okay.
Okay. Right. And then yeah, just put the correct name and put the correct IP. That's it, and click add host. Hopefully, so I'm just gonna press add host and press OK, and that would be my third host added here. I'm gonna click done to finish because I don't have any other names to add here for now. Yes, hand raised.
Yeah, I see this error when I try to add a new host.
Okay,
No.
and in real production environments, still no impact, right?
Yeah, it's in production environment, real environment, it's the same way we do it, and that's the only way we can do it, this task.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so yeah, here, once we put the forward lookup zone with the three A records here, so we go to the DNS server name and we re and fresh just a few million times. And then we go to the reverse lookup zone to confirm if the three records got automatically created there as well. So expand the reverse lookup zone, select the zone here, and yes, what? Okay, yeah. So Mihari, Alex Wynn, well, okay. So we have three celebrities here, and I. My DNS record has their names as well, which I'm gonna delete right away. And yep, and you know the only technical reason behind this, our network is haunted. Okay, anyway, so yeah, there are bugs, and this is a kind of a flat network, and if we put by mistake each other's IP, well, by mistake, my DHCP gave IP to someone else, others DHCP gave IP to someone else. So if you see name and IP other than your machine, just go ahead and delete them right away. Okay, yeah, there's a question, Daniel.
Yes, I'm seeing like on the data there is the hub local. Yeah, for the VM01 it is capital Dan. The first word Dan is capital D. Then the others are small. Is that okay?
Yeah, case sensitivity does not affect, so it's okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So once we have done with the name, yeah. Okay. So please everyone mute your mic. Thank you. And let's go with the next thing. Yeah, Nasser.
Yes, under DNS, my forward lookup zone is nasir.hum.local. But while I configure it in the other 3 machines, it is nasir.hum.local. So it should match exactly, or
in real environment, production environment, it should match exactly. But here, if it doesn't match just for the domain name or DNS suffix, it's okay. It doesn't matter.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, guys. So yeah, once this is done, then our next steps would be, so this is what we have done: install 3 hypervisors, configure name, IP, DNS domain, create a records. Done. Till here we are done, but we need to move ahead. And now we need to go for remotely connect to each hypervisor. So if we go to the diagram here, and what we want to do now is, so Google Chrome browser is installed in the first machine, and we need to connect to each hypervisor by name now, right? So we should be able to connect to each hypervisor by name, and we're going to log into each hypervisor to check if we can log in. So let's open the Google Chrome in Windows machine and try to connect to hypervisor 1, hypervisor 2, hypervisor 3, right? So let's go ahead and I'm going to go to the machine. Yeah, so I'm in the machine. We no longer need the DNS to be there, but I'm going to go up on the DNS server. I'm going to refresh again, and then after refreshing, I'm going to check my A records once more. 602, 603, yep, 1, 2, 3, good. Reverse lookup zone and 602, 1, 2, 3, yeah, everything good. Okay, now I can close the DN and S. Okay, so here, once we are here, so I'm just gonna open the Google Chrome because I need to connect to each hypervisor one by one. So let's open Chrome browser. And once it is open, so I'm going to click here, do not sign in. And yes, I want to set it as my default browser. Okay. Set as default browser. Okay, it puts up that screen and says, hey, select it. Okay, I'll click that again. Google Chrome. It's set as default browser, closes. Now we are inside that browser to connect to the hypervisor. Here, what do you type here to connect remotely to the hypervisor 1, 2, and 3? Oh, yeah, line 12, line 20. Okay, I'm sharing the screen. Okay, so here, I'm going to go for https:// So what's the name that we gave in DNS? It's your first name, ESXi01, right? Now we can add here FQDN, fully qualified domain name, which means your first name is ESXi01.amirhumb.local. We can add that too. But if we add just this, then it will also let us connect. It should. So I'm just going to press enter after just typing this in the Google Chrome browser. Okay. And you should all be seeing this. Your connection is not private. And it says here, not secure. Ta-ta-da. Okay. So it's saying that not secure because we did not purchase security certificate from, security certificate provider. So suppose I go to this and go to verisign.com. And so they do provide security certificate, discover domain names, channel resources. Oh, maybe I can digisearch.com. They are all certificate providers. Digital Trust and basic OV certificate, right? Business level or secure site certificate, secure pro. You can see the prices here. $26 per month, up $108 per month, and it goes on and on, right? So, but you have to purchase a certificate from a trusted authority, which banks use and others also use, and then when you purchase a certificate from there and people connect to your site, they also know, oh, they've searched security certificates from DigiCert. Okay, DigiCert are good. They have a reputation in the market. So that's how you can purchase a certificate. So we did not purchase a certificate and added it to our hypervisor. That's why it's showing this. It's a training environment in a lab, in a real environment or production environment. Yes, you have to purchase a certificate, and you should not have this message coming there. If this message is coming, your business will be considered as insecure. Okay, so we're gonna click advanced here to proceed further and ignore this warning because we know that this machine we created ourselves and it's okay. Yeah, while.
Yeah, sorry. In real environment, when you want to install the ESXi, you have need console access on the hardware. But now, how did the director reach the hardware now? Because now it seems the director reached 3 machines and installed the ESX on the bare metals of 3 machines. So is this like a simulated environment, or is it like what happens in real life? You got my point?
Yeah. So in our environment, our 4 machines are running on top of Humber's vCloud. And so this is also, these 4 machines are on top of a virtual environment. So it's nested virtualization. So virtualization inside virtualization we're doing. But in a real environment, it would be a physical server here, and directly an ESXi will be installed here. Once it is installed through your Linux or Windows machine, Windows 11, Windows 10 machine, you would be using any browser, Chrome or Firefox, you would be connecting to this by IP or by name. So it would be like that. Yeah.
So if you have 10 servers, 10 physical servers, and you want to install 10 ESX installation, you have to visit the hardware 10 times. It's not like there is one control platform to do that job.
So they have over the network deployment on a bare metal server service as well, where suppose you have 100 bare metal machine or newly purchased physical servers, empty ones, you just turn them on, and their network card has PXE boot service, which automatically starts and searches for our DHCP and gets an IP automatically from DHCP, and then they are bare metal or empty, but they are connected over the network with an IP. So VMware provides over the network deployment of ESXi to hundreds of hypervisors in one go as well.
Okay, they have that. Okay, yeah, thank you, great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool. And okay, if we go here, guys, so this is, yeah, Alex, hand raise, exercise or question? Okay. Okay. Advanced, let's click the advanced button here, and then it says proceed to this hypervisor, unsafe, right? So it's okay. Let's click that, proceed to ESXi, and now you see this. Anyone knows what's the username password we need to put here? Administrator?
Root.
The root password.
It is root password, roots and passwords.
Exactly. So root would be the username, and the password would be what you gave when you were installing the hypervisor. In my case, class password. Yeah. So let's click login. It says that join customer experience improvement program. We don't want to improve the software, so we're just going to uncheck that and press OK. Actually, we want to improve, but still, we're going to uncheck that. Or even if you keep it checked, it's okay. Yeah, you were saying?
Musab, it's coming back.
It's coming back?
Yeah, in your machine.
Samosa. Oh, you said samosa.
Yeah, I have issue with my domain. You see, it's Musab Ham. Like I missed the P. I'm trying to modify, but
don't try that, because I mentioned that before as well. There's a bug. Even if you change it, it's gonna keep on going back to the wrong domain. So it's okay. You can ignore that.
Okay, because when I'm trying to log in to my one of the users, it doesn't. Yeah.
It doesn't?
Yes.
Oh, that's not good. No, it has nothing to do with domain. When you're logging in, you just need to put the root username and right.
It doesn't go. It don't take me to the next step, like to put my password. Just
okay. Can you quickly share your screen? Are you able to share a screen?
Sir, when I log in, it shows Musab.
So we have to finish the remote connectivity. Please make sure whoever is not able to connect, make sure you're remotely connected, because we have a lot to cover in next class. Explore all the features of hypervisor, and then we will add 9 NICs to ESXi 0203 and understand and install software SAN. And then hopefully we will install the vCenter as well. Hopefully it's a big installation. And then we will explore all the features of vCenter, and much bigger and more complicated labs are coming our way. So yeah,